Yep. It's supposed to sound beautiful.
Yep.
Didn't go live. Matt is looking around and checks his watch. We're here. Don't worry. We got you.
We're actually talking to some Star Trek people. Well, Stuart was. We had
Yeah.
an announcement got announced, and we had some brief chats with somebody about it. So,
Yeah, I was chatting it up with Mike McMahon. Just
woo!
like, so,
Congratulations, Lower Decks and Stranger Worlds. We already knew Stranger Worlds was getting a season 3 because they're already filming it. Kind of easy whether to do set picture. And Lower Decks season 5 did not know. So they're now a season ahead of their season ahead. And it comes out in the summer, second half of the summer. Which is great. But as we've, as I said about the Prodigy team, people then need jobs to continue working on. So if you then don't commission the next season, then they can only wait so many weeks or they have to find a new job. And then suddenly if you want to make a new season, they've all left. Well, damn, we lost our entire writers' room. You've got to keep commissioning stuff before all the work's done. Otherwise, or you pay them to stay on retainer. It's expensive.
yeah. But it's good that we have kind of a plan as to what...
Yeah.
Season 3 of, or Season 2 of Stranger Worlds coming out in June, so that's cool.
Just after my birthday.
And just after my birthday. My birthday is May 28th. Yours is like the following week, for Christ's sakes.
Mm-hmm. We didn't plan
June
that.
7th. June 7th is your birthday.
We didn't plan it, Stuart. Our parents just happened to... They didn't phone.
I was going to say, they were on the phone with each other. They had this go.
I think they sent a letter. I think they were that old school. Yeah.
Yeah, they did send a letter. That's why it's like a week off. We're supposed to be
Yes!
the same day. So they sent a letter. It took a little longer to get there because of airmail. And anyway, people are wondering what the hell we're talking about. Anyway, today we're talking about Daystrom Station.
Oh.
There's some secrets and stuff there, I think.
Well, are they secrets if we saw them all point blank? Up on a
We
camera?
didn't see them all.
Well,
There were other ones that were made and never shown. Which I'm sure we're going to talk about.
and I will admit, it's such an easy set to rebuild. It does make me think, well, what if Trek Shorts went to Daystrom? Because there's so many zones where they could have, random secret A. You could kind of invent anything. Given the broad spectrum stuff they have, you can't justify anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't a lot of stuff there apparently.
Yeah, everybody's bitching and whining about the Midas arrays attached to the station. I think that's fine. It's the same technology, just scaled down. It's fine.
Scaled up.
Yeah.
Midas are tiny. But also it's Midas-like.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
not actually the Midas array, even though it is literally the Midas array. It's not the Midas array, it's the not Midas array. But we know this season is on a low budget, they're reusing assets. Hey, it's nice they're reusing assets from Voyager. That's lovely. Because you know what? The Voyager team build really good assets. The fact that the Jupiter Station model looks that good after 20 years,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Because that shit they didn't rebuild. It's too...
Yeah.
We'll eventually do a comparison, but I've got to break down the other models and try and... It takes a bit of time. But hi, Stuart. How was your day filming with me? Because we've been more filming, as you know.
How was my day filming with you?
Yeah.
It's fine. Look at that. Look at Defiant. Ooh.
Did you plan that?
I didn't.
Oh my god.
Didn't.
Yes, how would you describe our Defiant video that came out earlier today?
Yeah, it was fun filming that. I learned a lot. There's so many different Defiants. We got to look at this one too now, because this one's probably different as well. The wireframe one. But yeah,
Yes.
go check out that video if you haven't already. That's quite informative and very interesting. So, and we will have another one coming at the end of the season sometime about the Defiant, I think, because there's lots to look at and talk about. So.
Although, before we get super far into it, shall we pitch, pimp, show off,
Yes.
brand new fleet video, which Stuart needs to readjust how long he talks for, because it's not short.
Just talk.
This is the special new video finished today. It's also why Defiant was out late, because it was a rather elaborate thing to put together in 3 days, as you can imagine. So Stuart, what is this? And everyone enjoy now.
Here's our new Trekyards fleet video, guys. We got a lot of new captains and admirals last round, and they each get their own ships, which means we have to shuffle the crew around. So if you're a lower member, the commander down to ensign, check which ship you're on. You probably got shuffled. Some of the captains also got shuffled, but lots of new ships, lots of cool stuff. You can join this fleet and have your own starbase or starship of your own with your name on the plaque. And be part of the fleet just by hitting that join button down there and selecting your rank. You get to see your name in lights, so to speak, at the end of every video. These are really cool fleet animations, and it's cool to have a growing Trekyards fleet of ships we know and love, and yeah, be able to do anything. And you can also join the Discord, of course, and come over and hang out with your crew, hang out with all the other members, and hang out with us as well on the Discord. Always lots of fun stuff over there. So hopefully you guys enjoy the fleet animations. You know that Samuel and Brett took a lot of time and effort to put these together, and we really appreciate that because it's fun. It's a fun way to interact with the channel and be part of Trekyards in a way we haven't been able to do before. So,
and you've still got 50 more seconds to vamp.
Still 50 more seconds? What? It's a long video. That's okay. That means we got lots of great captains and admirals. So, no, but please click that join button. And if you want to head over to Patreon/Trekyards, the very same ranks and perks and benefits apply over there as well, if that's more your speed. But yes, really cool ship animations, and we love them. So, go do your thing.
15 more seconds.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Just enjoy the dun, 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 dun. Anyway, really cool ships in this one.
Actually. And there you go.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work. Jesus Christ.
Worth it though. That looks really great.
Yeah, it's I was up many in the wee morning.
You were, but it paid off, so it's fine. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and consider joining if you haven't already. What kind of ship do you want to be on? You see the fleet. Patrick says, love to be on the Nova class. It's the most Voyager-like without having a Voyager in the fleet. We don't have an Intrepid class?
I mean, I submitted. I submitted more than make it there. So Brett chose right. Which ones made it in.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we have plenty of ships. Yeah, it was a nice surprise to kind of what can we add, what can we include. Yeah.
How cramped is that runabout? I don't know how many people were on the thing, but
we did make many jokes about that. Let's see, how many people on the runabout? There is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a reasonably cramped runabout, yes.
All right. Well, there's big space in the back, so I mean, hey. It's fine.
Yes,
it's fine.
And we do have more ships to add afterwards as well. Crazy.
Yeah. So if we get any new members or any new captains or admirals, we will definitely have to add new ships. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And if you saw your name, cool. If not, you have to go back and watch and pause, or watch one of our edited videos and watch to the end.
And all of you have the power to add more captains as of next Friday. Say, join our big live and say, hey, captain, we literally have to go to the drawing board, add a new ship, and then render the entire thing again. And it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Matthew Lebner throws in $10. Can't stay, but wanted to acknowledge and congratulate all the new captains, lieutenants, ensigns, and our new fleet. Come join the fun. Yes. I think Matthew got the Enterprise A, or the Enterprise refit in this last round, so it's a great ship to have for sure. So less cramped on the steamer. Yeah, well, the ship assignments are pretty random, so it's fine. Just enjoy it. Don't think too much about it.
And a poll coming up as well.
Ooh. Are you more excited for Strange New World Season 3 announcement or Lower Decks Season 5 announcement? They've both been renewed.
I really hope Mike gets 7 seasons. Because he deserves it for all the wonderful work. And if he has 8, he can say is technically the most long-running Trek show. It's just with, as we talk about Discovery, etc., the insanely small amount of episodes versus every other Trek show. Because, 26 a year kind of keeps it going quicker. Yes.
And Merloss says Season 3, yes. Season 2 is coming out in June of Strange New World. Season 3 has just been announced.
Yep.
So they're going to be filming, so...
Because they finished filming in, October, so the sets have been standing there unused for 5 months. It's going to cost them several $1 million every month they don't film, because they can't let the actors do too much off season. The sets cost millions to keep up and running. And you got to clean them, paint them, so that only they don't film. That's why TNG, at least the actors had a break, but the writers basically cycle. They had about 2 weeks off for summer. They cycle back in. Obviously, it's less stressful at the start and it gets more stressful at the end. But they basically just...
Ooh. Yeah, look at the poll.
Yeah.
Yes. This will be a good one.
All right, Stuart.
Yes.
Daystrom, tell me your overall thoughts.
My overall thoughts is that you should share this video.
I did already.
I
did that
you?
While the thing was playing.
Well, then you should have told me that so I could say, hit that like button, guys. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and do all the things. And links down below for the shirts, Teespring, TeePublic, Trekyards shirts. Anyway, yes. Daystrom. It's not only an institute in Okinawa, it is also a station in orbit of a planet somewhere near the Starfleet Museum.
Next door, pretty much.
Spaceport has joined the channel at the rank of lieutenant. Welcome aboard, lieutenants.
Brett, do it again.
Gonna have to add you to one of the ships.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Thank you.
But yes.
That's amazing. Hope you enjoyed the... it won't be the next couple of days of videos, but probably there for Fridays.
Yes.
Cool.
But yes, Daystrom Station is a compilation of cargo pods, Jupiter Station, Midas Array, but it looks really cool. And not everybody would necessarily pick up on all the little pieces that are there. However, it seems like Section 31 has their grubby little hooks into at least 1 or 2 of those storage modules. Because I can't believe they have... The whole station is for them. Because honestly, Daystrom's a pretty upstanding institute on Earth.
Yeah.
But yeah. Section 31 has some sketchy shit. That's all I'm going to say. And we're going to talk about some of it.
Huh. Spaceport. That's funny. Thanks. Good man. Good man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a funnier one because I love Jupiter Station as a station design. I think it's really, really nice, and Rick did a phenomenal job. This, of all the places that we've seen, you would think this would be, 50, 80, 100, 200 years old, right? At least they'd have a station being here. The Daystrom Institute, you'd assume, would be as old as the Federation, as old as Starfleet, give or take. Let's make science together. Hey, put it in Okinawa because why not? And so the idea of, this Jupiter Station's Enterprise C era tech, it's 100 and something years old. Yep. Cargo pods, okay, bit weird, since they are from a 200-year-old freighter. Something to be said for mass repairability, reliability, recyclability, stock. Because how many places on Earth have exteriors that they haven't changed, but you can still just gut out the interiors, and it's just, well, why would we change? It's a box. I don't know. Honest question,
Yeah, well, it gives me Area 51 vibes. Who knows what's being stored at Area 51 on Earth? So,
because I imagine it was another station first with the pods, and then the station was replaced with the new station, and they thought, well, because you would also think that, say these pods have been there for 200 years, which that's what the design is, and that's civilians. It's not even Starfleet. Maybe there's always the sense of, well, we always pack them. It's like if you've got a storage unit that you actually own. Imagine having 20 storage units that you own, and all of it filled with very complicated stuff that could also explode the Federation. How often are you saying, let's just take everything out to reorganize it? I can imagine getting quite lazy and always putting it off. And so the station is literally a lot of it, because the interiors, impossible to tell era, I mean, apart from being dark and grungy, they're not NX. They're not, you know, they're not TNG era. They're not Voyager era. They could be NX era, right? With panels. So it's yeah.
Merloss says, "Did they store evil AIs in cubes there?" That'd be great if that's where that was. I think that's on Earth, though.
Yeah, that's the Earth one.
Yeah, that's the Institute.
I mean, because I assume this is the dead site, or the where the stuff they don't want to look at goes. That's why there's such a low amount of people there, low amount of security. It's hiding stuff in plain sight. If you hide your deepest, darkest secret tech with the medium deepest, darkest, with the basic deepest, darkest, with the simple tech, who's to say what's there? Especially if, I mean, they obviously didn't have a manifest, did they? So therefore, if no one knows what pod contains what, and it's obviously very well defended, how is it?
I think Daystrom Institute on Earth is the legitimate one that everybody knows about, and it's just like, it's a thing. It's the Robotics Institute, all that. But I think this one is known about, Daystrom Station, but like I said, a couple of those pods or sections of that would be co-opted by Section 31. Maybe covertly, like maybe they, you know,
well, everything they do is covert, so it'd have to be.
Yeah, all the higher ups think that those pods are something else, but they're actually secretly Section 31 and all this. So, yeah, because it wouldn't all be Black Ops stuff, I don't think, on there.
I think almost nothing is Black Ops there, honestly.
There you go.
Because they'd want their own station. It's just stuff that can blend in, right?
Like Kirk, like a body of Kirk.
Just gonna blend in. Yep.
Yeah. Merloss says, "Isn't there a Daystrom Academy?" Not that I'm aware of.
Maybe.
I don't remember hearing that.
Doesn't ring a bell. But let's look at the. It's great they've released these concept renders.
Yes.
Oh, it's funny because the concept render is the final render basically, so it hasn't really changed much.
Yeah, and they've released a lot of stuff that we didn't get a chance to see. That was there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one that's a self-sealing stem bolt. That's one of the containers.
Well, it could be an evil sense to self-stealing stem bolt. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Words. But, I mean, clearly they had, I think, I would guess something like 15 or 20 ready to go, and they kind of picked on the day which ones they wanted. Because also you don't necessarily know how much they were going to plan to have, like, running through corridors. And if you're doing that, you'd have to keep refreshing the panels with new things, because it's obviously one small set. But what if you do, you know, you don't quite know what you want until you get there.
Yeah.
Or they edited down the sequence from this giant chase to not the giant chase.
Well, a lot of the ones were blurred in the background, so you couldn't even read them. So
sure.
Yeah. But yeah, there was some 3D modelers that did some really cool stuff, and they shared it on Twitter. So if you guys haven't been following, you're missing out.
People are posting about the Picard. We love it.
Yeah, these concept things are great. Daystrom Station.
Well, we know that Section 31 did exist in the NX era, so perhaps they co-opted these originally.
Now, does that at the bottom say episode 3? Oh no, that'll be episode 3 and then 06 probably. It's cut off.
306. Yeah.
Just wondered if there was a shuffling of the script at some point, but I guess not.
Yeah, why is that being? It's being cut off for some reason. Ah, that's weird. Yeah, there you go.
It doesn't look very big, honestly. Like
big.
Well, the problem is Jupiter Station, I think, is quite bigger compared to those pods. Those pods should be much smaller based on that scale.
I mean, I could load them both in and see.
Oh.
But that would be a different episode. It depends, because I can't imagine there. It's like how many of the Trek community actually recognise them as being Fortune
Jupiter
pods?
Station? Oh.
No, the pods. They're in one episode, and then maybe one other, as pods behind the ship. And then, in fairness, one did detach. That was part of the episode, etc. Fine, but if you've never watched Enterprise, you wouldn't know them. If you watch Voyager, you wouldn't know the station, and you could easily miss Jupiter Station. It's only in 2 episodes, so you know and they're great. I mean, they're a great simple design for a pod. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them whatsoever. unfortunately, the canon's the canon, so it's like, well, I guess they're 270-year-old pods, or 201, yeah, because they could be pre-Federation. Well, they are pre-Federation, obviously. Like, they're pre-Romulan War pods. Crazy.
Yeah. And yes, guys, I know it's season 3. That's what the 3 donates, but it was cut off. So I was just wondering if it was something else. So
he's good, guys. He's good. He knows. He knows.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The scaling is way off on these, unfortunately. Like the Jupiter Station pods, those are like huge. So it's the size of like a Ambassador class saucer kind of vibe.
Well, the Ambassador saucer is meant to be the same scale as the Jupiter Station saucer.
Yes, that's what I mean.
So
those pods would be huge.
Yeah, kind of like what, a third-ish?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to tell the scale of what they're in because they're in very tiny corridors. I mean, I don't imagine that's in the main curved middle bit. I assume that's in one of the pods.
Yeah.
I assume the pods are where the stuff is. The middle bit is where the offices are, and they obviously wanted the. But then the computer core would not be in the pods. It would be in the middle bit. So why? So are they?
Well, for the AI?
Yeah.
Well, I think the AI might be specifically for the Section 31 stuff.
Okay.
I think they might have scooped up Soong's work and used that for just their section, wherever that is. I don't think. Yeah, again, I don't think that's the whole station. But Matt Boardman throws in $5. Sam, your AE render finished.
Shushu. I bet like 5 people on the chat was like, am I running After Effects? Nope.
Yes.
I was going for 3 hours. It takes so long. Matt, I took 13 hours to render the last ones. It took all night and all day. A long time.
And he hasn't complained about it once.
I was asleep for most of it, luckily.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's why overnight rendering is so important. Like all the new intros, etc. Boy, overnight rendering, you doth save my bacon. Now, if you had been given a choice about this model, as in if you had, not sure we've seen it, but if you had, if you had been in the art team and you were given 2 designs, one entirely new, no saucers, no pods, or this, which is literally so faithful. It's a kit bash of old assets. What would you think would be more? What would you have said if you could pick which design? Totally radical and random, or totally faithful and reused?
I would like something totally random and like cool and new for this station. Honestly, I do like the fact that it is maybe an older station that was expanded upon. The kind of the vibe you're getting here.
Yeah.
But something new and advanced, I think would be like. I think Daystrom. I think the most like the cutting edge technology. Because it always has been.
But it's Daystrom, the place where they store stuff. It's not Daystrom, the facility on Earth.
I know.
Are they doing research here, or is it more like a dead site for like the Ark of Truth, the Ark of Covenant? Because that's just a warehouse in the film. This could just be the equivalent of a warehouse.
I think it is the equivalent of a warehouse, but I'd like to think with those center structures that there are labs and stuff going on. At the same time, like, it doesn't make sense to have it be unmanned and whatever, just as like a storage unit. But
what if that's mostly? I mean, it can't mostly be security because we didn't get sense of that. But what if that was literally mostly a security team, monitoring station? Hundreds of very dangerous experiments. I mean, the Borg Queen's head is here. That's some pretty dangerous stuff. Yeah, the Borg Queen's neck is in there.
Missed that one.
Yeah, well, it's one of the many. You can actually see it in the episode. It's just a very, very fleeting.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, really? Okay. So yeah, like lots of stuff is there. And like I said, the almighty SelfStand Bolt of Doom.
Yeah, what were... I had a list of things that were there. But yeah, we've obviously talked about Kirk a bit. We have a whole video about that.
Went viral, Stuart. Went viral.
Yes. Kirk being alive, having life signs. How dare he, right?
That's a good tangent as well. I get that up. Yeah, I mean, what did you guys think about that? Did any of you actually believe it? As in, is what they showed us meant to relay the truth that his body is literally alive, or did you more take it as a Maybe a recreation of him is a genetic clone is there or something. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm interested to hear other people's thoughts on that, because I'd like to think that, because people were arguing about why they would have the body of Kirk. First of all, it's Kirk. He's like one of the most famous captains in Starfleet. Second of all, he was in the Nexus and then returned. So he entered the Nexus in the past, returned in the present. So the body might have some residual energy or something that Sector 31 thinks it can maybe use. There's a lot of reasons that they would have Kirk. But the fact he's still alive, is it a clone that they...
Or at least his body is still pumping blood. Is a vegetable still alive if there's no brain activity? I'm just adding a slight clarification. We don't necessarily know his consciousness is alive. All we know is that his body meat is sort of...
That's true. But that's the other thing. Did Picard bury Captain Kirk alive? Like, he would have checked for a pulse, I assume.
Well, no, I assume they reanimated his body.
Oh, okay.
Well, Picard didn't have medical treatment, did he? I mean,
well, no, but there's standard things you can do to see if a body's alive or not.
Oh, no, I mean, Section 31, I'm assuming they have a way of reanimating dead bodies, classic fare.
Yeah.
If you're going to retcon it a bit, if there's a Section 31 agent on the Farragut, that was the Nebula class that rescued them, I could buy, they had a reanimation kit raring to go.
I haven't heard anybody say this yet. It surprises me, but he's not dead, Jim.
And now you know why no one said it, Stuart, because it's a
terrible joke. They were waiting for Captain Foley to do it.
One captain to another, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just morbid. And the fact they also had Picards Body there as well, which we're going to still have to talk about at some point, because what is the plan with that? I think that's tomorrow's live. We're going to have that discussion. But how many bodies do they have? Somebody had said Archer. That was Trek Culture. Wrongly reported that. It was not Trek. It was not his body. It was one of the androids from TOS.
So I'm pretty sure we would notice that.
Absolutely.
And also, that would have gone a bit far to have Archer and Kirk and Picard all in the same building. It feels a bit like, bold.
Absolutely.
But again, Section 31, it can be more bold than not. But when you make stuff the day of, or when you have whatever, you can get excited and just say stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the name of the android. It begins with an A. That's why I was confused with Archer. I just hate that Trek Culture said that without checking for sure, because now it's spread like wildfire. So everybody just assumes that Archer was there, and it's just kind of not the case.
And we even double looked through and didn't see it.
Oh, here it is. The Aritan android from TOS episode Return to Tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Indeed it is.
But people are asking, is it the Pike or Pine, or the Shatner or Pine Kirk?
That'd be Shatner.
Yeah, why would it be Pine? I mean, he'd be cheaper, probably, maybe. Well, I don't know. That's actually an interesting call. But who would want to... I mean, it would have been funny if it was Pine Kirk and the information on the text brief said he came from alternate universe. That could have been fun. Although then it would have decanonized, then they couldn't have done loads of new stories with that Pine version of him. Although, how much is there anyway with him that's not been done that they plan to do?
Yeah, I'm going to send you some stuff. I don't know if you have it all.
Okay. Cool.
Let's read some super chats while I'm doing that, though. The Dark Lord Revan says, throws in $5 and says, "Gotta get that Nexus energy. Plus, gotta have Kirk break in case of Moon Princess emergency. Break in case of Moon Princess emergency." Okay. Perfect. Yes.
If Terry is here to give us a final TNG movie to end the TNG movie vibe, referencing the first TNG movie, does make a lot of sense. And the Nexus is quite a bold move, but so is bringing back, Ro Laren. Especially if... Can you imagine, Stuart? Ready for this?
Yes, I'm always ready.
Imagine if episode 9, they kill the entire TNG cast, except Picard. All of them. And it's amazing. And it's really amazing. And so they all get a death scene. It's this epic firefight. And Picard's like, I must go back. And the only way he can think of is the Nexus, because story. And so he flies into the Nexus with whatever. Just like he flies in, gets to go back in time and undo it like Generations, but do it properly and not go back like 1 minute before. Because that would be an epic way of making everyone really emotionful while still sort of setting up the fact that there's 2 Nexus energy beings, whatever. Nexus energy residuals. I mean, because, the logic exists. And I wonder if they could go back to that same cabin from Generations. Like, could they match the time of the year? And now William Shatner's there again. The same cutting of the wood, but now he's in his 90s. Just do the same scene again, but now they're really old. It's like, last thing I remembered, I was on Viridian 3. You died, Captain. But last time before that was Enterprise B. Yes, you died there too, Captain. And you look so different. Yes, I died as well, Captain. Have you all died? Yes. My best friend Data died twice. Really? My best friend Spock, he died once too. Really?
People are dying everywhere.
Everybody died in this universe. My goodness.
You get to die, and you get to die.
You get a revival coffin. You get a revival coffin, yeah. Well, hey, Stuart, they've got Genesis.
No, they got Genesis 2.
Genesis 2. The Genesising. I loved seeing the behind-the-scenes pictures of that, which I can show in a minute. The enthusiasm of building Genesis 2 as a physical prop.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll use Genesis 2, because Riker saw it. They built the prop. Maybe everything we see... God, can you imagine if everything in this scene's a setup? The attack tribble comes to play. Genesis 2 makes a new planet to fight on.
They can't all be setups now. Come on.
I mean,
kind of neat, but...
But if you know you've got 6 super weapons in the space of 1 corridor... You'll say, F this, let's go and get them again. I mean, they beamed in and out without them being stopped, as if, transport inhibitors would be there and they forgot to turn them back on again. Oops.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joseph Morris.
Or maybe they threw in like 7 things so that we don't realise that 2 of them are going to be in the final showdown. Kind of, what's the word? Red herrings.
They're going to have William Shatner come flying in on the Genesis 2 device with an attack tribble in each hand. Man. Anyway, Joseph Morris throws in £5. Perhaps they have Kirk because his body was temporarily displaced because of the Nexus, so he died later than he should have.
Well, yes. But he already died the first time officially.
Yes, he was reported like missing in action.
I mean, his thing got... I mean, missing in action is just a fancy way of saying he's probably very blown up right now.
Probably.
But let's show off the actual Genesis torpedo. Yeah, what did you think once in Genesis? Because you're a big fan of those sorts of things. Stuart, Buddy, Opal.
It was the most underwhelming to me.
Oh.
I was like trying to read it. Genesis 2. That's kind of neat. Well, I guess that's not true. The attack tribble was kind of the least impressive, honestly. But having the Genesis 2 device is interesting because where are you going to use it and why and when? Like, what's the purpose of having it?
And if.
Was it created by Carol Marcus? Does it use proto-matter? Is it the same? It looks very similar to the original one. So many questions. So many questions.
Oh, I love you say it looks the same, but, look at this physical prop. It's a tube with tubes in it. I mean, it's tremendously simple. I remember the Genesis one being a bit more complicated.
Well, it was in a casing of like a photon torpedo, right? So it was hard to see all the detail.
It wasn't a torpedo.
It was similar. It was similar shape.
Well, it was a tube, so it was a thin thing like this. Oh, but it'd be such an interesting payoff if this comes back. Doesn't need to in any means, but it's not that expensive a prop to make.
That's what the thing though. That's the thing though. They've set up those future storytelling elements, either for other shows or for novels or whatever. They have so much stuff in here that they're paving the road for the future of Trek with this stuff.
Now that is actually a wonderful way of looking at it. That they're not actually making, Easter eggs are great, although they're not Easter eggs if they're in front of camera so much. But if they're more there to literally be, we've made 15 ideas canon, or like 5 ideas canon. Go wild, fan base. Go wild, future writers. That's actually kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to think that's what they had the back of their minds. Like, we could use this, or if somebody else needs to, they can use it. It's just it's fun little Easter egg. Put it there. Let people do what they want with it.
No, that's great. Because obviously, you can do a lot with the Genesis 2 device. Even just how it was made. I mean, you got an entire Carol Marcus story, as you say, that you just pull from nowhere. Amazing. Maybe Savick helped design it. Who knows?
Ooh, it was on board the NCC 1777. Her Shangri-La. Concurrent viewers is 159 right now with only 93 likes. Hit that like button, guys. Let's try to get up to 120 likes. I think we can easily do that. Keep super chats coming. We want to hear your thoughts. Anything you guys noticed or found out about on Twitter that was there that you want to talk about? What are their plans for Kirk? Let us know. We want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. So
we want and need to know.
Lead our conversation. And click the join button and see what the options are to join the channel.
Yeah. But Genesis 2 was definitely one of the... Because you got to wonder, is it almost trolling the audience in a fun way? Like, cool thing. Which is giant. Like Kirk. I mean, these are big ideas. Now, you could definitely argue that it was in this facility because it didn't work, right? It's in cold storage because it was a failure. That's kind of great, but the tech is too dangerous to leave out in the wild. Or it's a prototype they know it launched, clearly because it's not been exploded. That's great, Or is it too, or is it almost a museum in itself? This is the version that was made, and they made Genesis 3 and 4 after this that worked flawlessly. Yeah, could be a time capsule by itself.
Could be. I like Spaceport's idea. They put Kirk's remains on a dead planet, throw in the Genesis 2, and voila, new Kirk. Or an army of Kirks. Just populate a planet full of Kirks. Or a Kirk, planet-sized Kirk, like Unicron.
Matthew, keep putting your feeling. What are you thinking? Enterprise D will be the new Battlestar Galactica, not network to the fleet. Bring them all the ships in the museum. Yeah. We might very well see a fleet of the classics flying, and that would certainly give a powerful ending to the season. My goodness.
One thing that would have been cool to see in that in Daystrom, that would have been like something from the Mirror Universe. Like an agonizer.
Or yours there. Just re-get the guy again. He's just standing in there. It's like, hello, I'm from the universe.
Yeah, or an agony booth. Let's just have an agony booth sitting there. That'd be great.
Or a TARDIS.
Oh,
that'd be kind of surreal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually really surprising how much stuff they did have made for this. To be fair, I mean, we saw the attack triple, we saw Genesis 2, we saw Kirk's body. What else did we see?
Well, some stuff they've released was, of course, the Drexler Orgasium.
The Drexler Orgasium.
Yes. It's Doug's parrot.
Oh, Beaky.
Well, it's a Drexler Orgasium. So that organism. Orgasium. It's like an organium. But yes, organism. So yeah, Drexler's parrot is part of the museum.
Oh dear God.
Yes.
Drexler organism. Seriously, wow. Cool.
Now, this is one of the things they made, didn't make it in, but it was made for it. Which is very, very cool. Another thing that was made, you can see, is the Thaleron generator.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is Very cool. Higgs field stabilization field modulators. Look at that.
And I sent you some stuff on Messenger as well.
All right.
Which you probably have all of it. I just wanted to check.
All right.
Yeah, so the Thaleron generator. Of course, we saw that in Nemesis. That's a really cool device that took out the Romulan Senate. And they all have text under them, which actually all says something too, which is really fantastic.
Doesn't mean you can read it though.
No, but I'm sure they'll release the copies that you can.
I don't know. I wouldn't be necessarily, because if they release this and you can't read it, I mean you kind of can. But I feel like they're not necessarily all been proofread to the nth degree, necessarily. Versus fun referential thing.
Yeah, I mean, the Kirk thing was deciphered by somebody online, and it ends with his body was retrieved as part of Operation Phoenix, which is interesting in and of itself, just the name.
Yes. And there's a self-sealing stem bolt, which looks very TOSian.
Which I love. That's a great reference.
Because did we ever see one in the episode?
I think so. I think you did, yeah.
I did too.
It's weird. It's like a box with like a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I even asked Rick at Wonderfest how one works, and he came up with the fucking... It's exactly how it works.
Miss Rick Sternbach, of course he would.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
This one was a graphic they posted when they talked about potentially using 3D tech inside the displays. I'm not sure this is the context. But probability device, which of course is a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Not sure. Because the thing, these things didn't make it on screen, but they had the choice. I'm sure there's a USB connected to the server. They could just click between them. So kind of at the whim of what they felt like on the day.
Probability device. Didn't see that one yet. That's cool.
Or is it the SelfStand Bolt one where he had a universe shifting thing? No, because wasn't there a DS9 episode where they cheat? The probability device and its thing.
Yeah, it's
in the
a
tables.
good luck thing. A good luck thing that guy has. Yeah.
That. Or Hitchhikers. Or both.
Yeah.
We also had... Yeah, there's the beaky one again. Yeah, the shuttle that wasn't used. But of course we also have Data and B4 in a real practical set, which was very simple yet very effective. I do like it. We've seen it in many of the trailers with carefully removed pieces because of course giant spoiler. And yeah, and I grating is a lo-fi, but also it's meant to be a bare bones sort of. The fancy stuff is in everything else, not necessarily those computer controls. And it was confirmed that they did reuse elements from Nemesis, as in some of the same prop pieces. I mean, we kind of guessed that anyway from Data's head. Because, and even if you sell everything at auction, you can still track down people that bought them and say, well, we don't have to want to recreate a Brent Spiner life cast from 40 years ago when one exists, so we could just ask the fan that owns it / it's in the archive. Yeah. So sometimes you keep stuff on. You keep stuff from your work at Trek. I know there is a archive, but you have phases and stuff because occasionally you might have to bring them back out, or Shatner does a press tour and needs a phaser for a random skit for Loose Women or whatever. It's like, well, it's good to have those.
Yeah. What's up, my nerds? Hey, Doctor, how's it going?
Hello. Still have not regenerated today.
The other thing that they had there, one of the things was the Katon probe, which is from Inner Light. Which I thought it was bigger than that. I thought it was, bigger than one of those pods. I didn't think it was quite small enough that it could fit in there. But, that was created for this segment. So
yeah, and of course the caveat being that did not make it on the screen, so it's not canon. No. It's just the guy made a whole ton of stuff.
Yep. And
they sort of picked and choose, which also is a way of not having spoilers, because if you make loads of stuff and don't tell them what goes in, then etc.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because then they had to make a Genesis 2 version in CG as well as a...
Yeah.
Wonder who did which first. Was a CG built on the practical or practical built on CG? I wonder.
And my personal favorite one that was there would be the M5 unit. The original M5 unit from the Ultimate Computer. Nice little touch. I would have loved to have seen that. That would have been really cool. The other thing I don't recognize, though, the Darcy Archive.
That's the mask thing.
Is that from Masks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A weird building thing. Yeah, I definitely... I would feel like the occasion probe could fit in one of the pods by itself. But if you start including items inside the facility which take up an entire pod, that's an entire pod you've lost. So...
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they had other things like there was a TOS computer that was used in absolutely every episode, pretty much, as like an alien computer.
Mm-hmm.
Even one of those security sentinel droids from TNG. The hell's the name of that episode? Where droid takes command of the ship. Season 1.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting attacked on the planet by the security system that... Oh, you want to buy it? That one.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of the name of the episode now. God damn it. People in the chat, let me know, because it's going to drive me crazy.
Lollipop.
Yes, the USS Lollipop. Yep, that's the episode.
Yeah.
Is that the episode? Yeah. Isn't that a conspiracy? Where he's talking to the other captains?
No, because the guy is the guy's a hologram, and he's like, "What are you doing out here? You should be on the USS Hood." No, Riker, I'm here.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Tell me about your command codes. Well, I haven't got any on my USS Lollipop. Well, where's the Lollipop now? Gotcha.
Arsenal of Freedom, that's it. Thank you, guys.
With the guy that looks so unwell, it's obvious he isn't really real. He doesn't look great.
The other captain?
Yeah.
Got that pock face. That's just the actor, man. He's...
I know, but
it's like the bad guy in every 80s thing.
Yeah. But you hire him on purpose to look that way, so you're not being subtle, are you?
Yeah. It was just been cool to see. Cool. It's good to know that they had displays and graphics and all that ready for each one, should they have chosen to use it, because there was so much cool stuff here. And again, we might see more of this. I don't know if we have to go back to the Daystrom Station. I kind of doubt it. I think much better chance we're going to be going to the museum again. And
that's just because your bias wants the old ships against you.
Oh yes, that's true. But
you want the ships, though. You want the ships. All Absolutely. Of the ships. All of them. Yes. No, it's there's a lot. Yes. Yeah. I mean, are they going to go back here and grab stuff? That is the real question. I'm kind of, because they've set up only a few locations, and this is obviously a giant kit bash. It's relatively, really, really inexpensive to build this. I mean, the point of being basically free, as 3D assets go. You'd only do that if A, the confidence in the model was such that the old stuff will go well, we're good, and therefore you can do it for once, or it's such a throwaway location you're never going to back there as cheap as possible.
It was literally a hallway. It was like the one it was the lower part of the last arena set.
No, that was new.
Was it?
Yeah.
The hallway was new?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's literally just... I mean, here's a shot of the hallway. It's literally just some side wall pieces, some grilling girders. They're probably from the last arena, but the hallway itself is new, and then a side entrance to another room. I mean, it's as bare bones as you can get. Which is nice how effective it was, actually. It did a really good job, but it's... this is the set. I mean...
Wow.
I mean, it's not very elaborate. But also, it's a storage unit. Ironically, if that's the vibe they're going for, then having that sort of very wall feel as if you're find a storage unit. It's actually kind of apt.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
And here's the two sides of the corridor, so you could go around it. And it's weird, yeah. It's literally just a little chunk of the set. They still made concept art for it though. For this very simple set, here's some concept art for it, with a bit more glowing door vibe. But yeah, I mean they made the concept art. My goodness, that's exactly what it looked like.
Now, in your opinion, do you think this is just one of the pods, or do you think this is like one of the main center?
It has to be one of the pods. This is too lo-fi to be the main building.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of the thought that I had too. But yeah, wow.
But I do actually, I really do like your idea of the having the data inside a pod, so that it's not. So it's more social than one connected, but also that it is a if the whole thing is about not knowing where is what, if you put the computer core, the actual AI clever computer core, inside the middle of the computer core, you know exactly where it is. If you can hide him in one of the many pods, and he's the one that's controlling everything security-wise, then the chance of you finding it is very low, especially if they interconnect everything in such a clever way. You want the hiding in plain sight vibe, because in theory it can protect the station. Not exactly sure how it was protecting the station particularly. I mean, hard like holograms, sure, but didn't do too much with them.
Yeah. Eric Martin, 550 Canadian. Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you.
Do you have the caramel secret and the Colonel's secret blend of herbs and spices? On Daystrom Station? Very likely. To both of those things, yes.
It's all there. It's all there.
Yes. All the secrets are there.
Is Peanut Hamper there?
Mr. Captain 93 says, I bet Peanut Hamper is there. No, Peanut Hamper is at the Daystrom Institute on Earth.
Or at least
locked up with all the other sentient AI. Oh, yes.
And they're saying because this be Crusher ship redressed. I mean, the corridor was very bland like this, but I feel like it had different wall detail. Because I mean, it's very simple. It's it looks literally like it's parts of a garage. Garage doors.
Yeah. Like
off the shelf, ribbing, but not ribbing, whatever it's called. There we go.
Corrugated steel.
Yes, there we go. You find Crusher ship and see, because I mean you recognise it instantly, but it is a similar scale, and if you deconstruct most of the set but leave the walls, and we've learned from all of our Trekyards shows that they would rather redress some walls than build new walls, even though you'd think walls are easy, like some wood and you know what I mean? It's not. Why is walls the most expensive part to redo? You'd think it'd be the details. Yeah. I would think anyway.
A lot of people who said they think red matter would be there. And Sergeant Montgomery said, surprised there's no Spore Hub derived tech Easter egg. I think Terry is trying to divorce himself from the Kelvinverse and the Discoverse. So as much as it would have been kind of cool to see a mycelial network drive thing or whatever, at the same time, yes, I'm glad we didn't. So
I also think it's too secret for that.
There's that too, yeah.
Never to be spoken of again in 1,000 years isn't just shove it in the air, shove it in storage. It's more secret than that. But we might
But you'd have to keep a lot of people quiet. All the people that worked on the cross-field development.
Well, how many people did though? What if it was?
Well, that's the thing, we don't know. But there would have been at least a couple dozen that would have probably known about it.
I mean, you could have built the space frame and not tell people, and only have one engineer who gave instructions. I mean, is lowly engineer 19 going to ask why is the source of spin? There's obviously a reason. You might try and find out, but they might not tell you. When Stamets and his friend designed it, I could see it being under 6 people in the design team that actually knew what it was for specifically. Then you got an admiral, you got a few admirals. They'll keep a secret more likely than a lowly guy.
I guess.
Then Section 31 murders the rest.
Well, you had to go and ruin it with something dark, didn't you?
It's Discovery, Stuart. It's always dark.
That's true too.
But yeah, I mean that sort of thing is destroyed. Because Advanced can't even replicate it. They don't even know how it works. It's that secret that doesn't exist anymore, which means that clearly all the research notes were destroyed, otherwise there'd be a way of accessing them. He's the head of CNC. He would absolutely be able to access them, which means they don't exist anymore, which means they were deleted, which means they're gone.
Yeah.
And clearly Daystrom is, Daystrom's in Starfleet Command in the 31st century, because,
That's the thing. Let's in the 32nd century in Discovery, Season 5, let's go back to the museum and see what it looks like 900 years in the future. Some really cool shit there then. Will S. goes in 10 pounds.
Thank you.
Says, I bet that Tribble is from the Mirror Universe. Tough to tell where the goatee is on a Tribble. Aha. Does say genetically modified Tribble, so...
Well, I kind of feel like Tribble might actually have no hair except a goatee if it was Mirror Universe. The reverse. It'd be all gross, fleshy skin except a bit of hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you guys think of the Attack Tribble, as it's called? What do you guys think? That episode's coming out very soon, though, so tune in for our real, raw reaction to it.
Yes.
What do you guys think? Is it too silly? Because it's such a, if you outline what is there, James Tiberius Kirk, Borg Queen, Borg Vinculum, Genesis 2, Attack Tribble. It's not quite the same impact. So is it too silly?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I forgot the Borg Vinculum was there as well, yeah.
Only if you were actually visible. That's a fun Easter eggy. They meant to put it there or could have put it there. But that's a for real one.
Yeah. Alfonso. You two think that the Stranger Worlds Lower Deck holodeck version of the Enterprise will establish the visuals as a result of bootlegging the file. And the Lower Deck's characters will say it all looks a bit off.
Huh.
We're hoping that we get something from Mariner being like, this isn't right. Or even Boimler. Boimler might really like his history. I think he does. I think he was excited to be in the bar that Kirk and Spock were in.
Yeah. I mean, they know what Kirk looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, they know what they look like.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that episode. The season starts in June, so it's not that far away.
No. But a break. I guessed it'd be a 4-week break. Bit more than that, but that's all good.
Yeah. At least it wasn't Tribble cereal. Oh, good God, yes. I forgot about that. Oh, that was actually in a thing. I was actually in Discovery. Yeah, I thought that was a parody, and I completely blocked that out of my mind. But you're right, that was actually an episode of Discovery.
I mean, technically episode of Short Treks. It wasn't Discovery, but technically.
True.
I mean, you can't have that be the canon of why... and the sad thing is, no, he was the Mud one. Yeah, the idea of the trolls being created by humans is not... No, it's not work. It's too much. Some guy doesn't work.
Yeah.
Just ignore that.
And then they forget about them by TOS.
Well, yeah.
Simon L., the attack Tribble reminded me of the alien facehugger, and even the scene where where Burke approached the canister and it tried to attack him. The same thing happened with Worf, practically identical scenes. Yeah, absolutely. We actually make that reference. That's very similar to the facehugger in our video that's going on about it. So, yeah,
it's dangerous in a good way.
It's tacky.
And if that's a setup to a payoff to see it later, I am shockingly invested in that.
Yeah, I say go watch our video on it because we come up with some pretty terrifying prospects for what this thing could do.
Yeah,
it's obviously a meat eater.
Yup.
It still has triple traits. You guys put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. A swarm of these would be yeah, that scene with Kirk in Trials and Tribulation, which one is it? Trials and Tribbles. Tribbles. That scene would be very different.
Oh yes.
Very, 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 very different.
Yep.
But that's the thing. I mean, like I said, if he's setting up stuff, half it's real, half it's fake. That's a smart play. That's a really good way of, they can't all be what happens, or can they? No, maybe. No.
Scott Connor says it reminded me of a Minoc. Thank you. I was trying to remember specifically what it reminded me of. Yeah, it's the Minoc from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just a bit.
Now the thing is, are there people on the station that like regularly feed this thing, or did they genetically modify it, realize it's too dangerous, and just lock it up? And just it's like it doesn't need to eat necessarily, but
well, I can say for certain they don't feed it after midnight.
It's always midnight somewhere, though.
It's gross, though. It's gross. Would have been kind of funny. Well, I mean, seeing it's not meant to be funny. If Riker just shot the glass and the Tribble came out and ate the guards.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Now I've said it. Do you not want to see it?
Kinda.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of cool.
Oh, Casual Trekker throws in $5. Could the Strange New World version of the Lower Decks characters just be that disco version of the characters to allow for there not to be canon confusion?
Yes, but then them being in it kind of makes it, what's the point? So not really them.
Yeah.
Kind of why? Because then also you can't argue then that all the other stuff, like they would be on a different ship, they wouldn't be on the Cerritos likely, the Teenage Universe wouldn't happen because of all the real-time hologram. I mean, just the fact that Discovery can talk to the other side of the galaxy, or the other side of the quadrant, means that all TOS episodes are different because they can talk to all the TNG episodes where they're also trying to talk to Earth and they can't get through. Yeah. All those episodes are different.
That episode is either going to be fucking brilliant or it's going to be disappointing. There's no in between. There's no middle ground with that one, I don't think. I think we're going to love it if it's done well. But
it kind of depends what you're expecting. A comedy or... I don't know. It depends what you're expecting.
Dramedy.
Really. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. That is fair.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that, though. I don't think they'll,
They just won't address it. It'll just be what it is, etc.
Yeah. But I really think, like you've been saying all along, there's going to be some reference from Mariner as like looking around going, this doesn't look quite right.
I mean, it'd have to be, really, for them to kind of justify whatnot. But also, Stuart, of course, about Moriarty, they have hologram generators that activate and have what feels like the entire station lined up, so that's quite a useful feature. Now, is that explicitly to give the android's protection grid the ability to create its own defenses? Because, I mean, not necessarily create a rhino or an elephant in the space, but being able to have choose your own
form.
Yeah.
Choose the form of the destructor.
Yeah.
What did you do, Ray?
You know what I mean? Is that why that's there, or is there holographic life which they need to move from place to place?
That'd be more my guess. Yeah, that'd be more my guess.
Holographic criminals. I think it's just a bit dark.
Yeah, and I think it's also just a case of, should there be an emergency on the station, you might need to have holographic or an EMH come in there. But it does work for the security system. The safety protocols were off. He was firing real bullets and causing damage to the. Well, that's just a bad idea. But anyway,
and it's the cheapest way of having a defense grid. But then why only? I know it wasn't actually wanting to kill them, but why just have one entity? I actually would have been. I don't know if it was deleted scene. It would have actually been really nice if they had a sequence where they were running through the halls and they found Moriarty by every walkway. So there's like 10 of him, because that's the point. And they have to kind of, entirely different scene, obviously. But you could have had that as a little, what's the word? It's where you go around a haunted house, that sort of vibe. If you went around a haunted house and there was 5 people in costume in the same costume, you'd think they were teleporting, but of course they're not. But there's 5 people, so it'd be that sort of horror vibe.
I'd be willing to bet that the original sequence that was laid out storyboard-wise for this scene was more complex like that. But then for cost-saving measures and whatnot, they trimmed it down.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you could think of some really fun, cool stuff to do with a security program like that. But
well, I mean, not just that. They could have had TNG officers walk around. They could have had Remans. They could have had, if there's an unlimited budget show, you could have had, what's the guy from TOS, the Metron with the big ball creature, like made of lots of balls, and it made Lincoln.
Oh, the Excalbion.
Yeah, you could have had one of those walking around.
Yes.
Because they have like mental powers, holographic mental powers. Doesn't quite work, but
yeah, the Metron was from Arena though. That would have worked too. It's the one that basically sucked the Gorn and Kirk into the planet.
Could you imagine though if this is wouldn't have been money take? Could you imagine if the hologram, if there's been a longer sequence and had more corridors, similar corridors but more of a, like I said, haunted house vibe? If the AI system, which would there not be data, but again, I'm rewriting it as I go, but what if it literally recreated who's attacking it as a hologram opponent? So if Riker attacks, it made a hologram Riker to fight you, because then it's got a similar build, strength, ability set, in theory, and then you have the same actors play both characters, obviously, but one has a giant phaser rifle, like you give Worf the big giant space bazooka from Insurrection, you give Riker 2 phaser rifles. You have like you could have had a fun then you have a mirror universe sort of sequence. What I'm basically getting at, you have the equivalent of mirror Worf, but without actually being a mirror, just as a way of cheaping out as well.
That would have been kind of neat. Yeah, it's always cool to see characters face off against each other.
Especially as you could have them actually have the full records of their I was about to say search history there. No, of their service log. So you have this great scene where Riker is saying, "Come out, Will. I know what he did to Troy." "What does he talk about, Commander? Captain, Admiral, Commander, Captain." "No, it doesn't matter. You left her for that Talaxian. Is this true?" No, it's just a fling." Like, you have some deep, dark scenes. And then Worf said, Michael Dorn acting very odd as Worf. Lots of fun stuff there.
Spaceport says, "So is the station now not protected by the AI?" See, that's the thing. If they've literally taken the security system off, this whole station is exposed now. But I don't think that's the case. Like we said, I don't think that's the main. I personally don't think that's the main security system for the entire station. I think it was just for these Section 31 protected archives. I think Section 31 co-opted Soon's work and hooked data up as like the most advanced security system they could have. But now all the Section 31 stuff will be unguarded, which is kind of neat. Maybe that's why the other 2 ships didn't. The Cole and the Sternbach didn't take off after the Titan because they need to stick. But that being said, then the Shrike is there. They would have been shooting at the Shrike.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other problem with that whole scene.
Terrible security. Or they have all the codes, or both.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, I don't know if it's protected or not by the security system anymore, but I do kind of doubt it.
But you can certainly extrapolate that they have access to so many things at this point, so they just can get there. Which, if true, if is what they're intending to present, then it is kind of like, they're everywhere. They have got everywhere,
I just don't know why Data, who recognized that it was them, started giving them little hints, decided to shoot at them with actual
it's because it's
real
law.
bullets.
It's personality. It's in the algorithm.
Okay.
He was able to just do enough just to get into the system to offer a way out, but he was still. It would have been funny to speak to that if Law had been the equivalent personality to Great Moriarty. Then he did a lol representation, like an innocent child to be walking around.
Yeah.
And like, where's my daddy, Riker? Who let a child in? And it's just, it could have been a whole, again, cat and mouse through the haunted house.
Yeah.
That rhymes.
We need more triples, please. Do we, though? Do we?
Ooh, Sergeant Montgomery. Imagine what those changelings would do with Genesis 2 device. Well, they could have taken it, but they didn't. Because remember, they did say they'd taken several weapons. And if
they did.
if they left Genesis 2 because it wasn't up to scratch, oh, wow.
But the big weapon they were after was Picard, his buddy.
Jean-Luc Picard, you mean?
Jean-Luc Picard.
The one and only. Which
is very morbid to have a dead body there. But then again, is there a body wing? Like, was that part of... Kirk was the first one there, and then there's the Picard, and who knows who else is in there. It just seems like odd to me. That's different. The same kind of storage units, but like with totally different. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop talking. My brain is frazzled. At this point.
Because we neither of us, I think, had any problem when they saw Khan on ice and his crew on ice, which ostensibly is keeping bodies around. And that was Section 31, obviously, shittier writers, shittier universe, fine, obviously caveats. But the idea of keeping the stuff around, if you've not got morals, then this is useful.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but let's be honest, you could always find a reason to use something like this. Even just to clone Picard. If that's all you need, why you have to, you can't exactly grab a hairbrush to get his DNA.
Ha ha.
Thank you. So let's just keep his corpse instead. The next best thing, I guess. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, there is something to be said for cloning. And, I mean, God, can you imagine if we did have all of it coming full circle? Imagine if we did have the Nexus carryover with Kirk. We had evil Picard return, as in a clone of Picard, which is linked to Shin's on it, being Patrick, but evil. So 2 stories. The Borg nanoprobes to do something else for the Changelings. That's 3 of the movies. Borg thing. And then Insurrection would be... maybe the final thought would be a Baku. And they need to... maybe that's the only way of reversing the Changelings thing. Can you imagine if they link all 4 feature films into one final battle at Baku with a Borg...
Yeah.
It's very fan, but also it does feel like the epitome of everything they've done.
I was just going to say that.
Because certainly, I would love to see what happened to the Baku planet. It is metaphasic stuff. I literally have films about its...
Yeah.
The ethical and non-ethical usage of that planet. So, yeah.
Dan says, didn't they jettison the portal tech? They did. They did jettison it. Did they retrieve it afterwards? I'm not sure. Maybe. But yes, they did jettison it. And Bill Barkley says it's not just Picard, it's Locutus. Is it, though? I mean, there's foreshadowing when we first see it, because there's definitely... You can see the Locutus shaded part of his face. Then it moves over just a tad, and you get the little comm badge looking thing, which is a very clever visual.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it's going to link to the Borg in some way. But I mean, he lived with his body for a long time after the Best of Both Worlds, and the nanites and stuff are never really a problem. That being said, he could hear them in First Contact as well. So if that's the link they're looking for, and a lot of people have put it together. Well, this is our live tomorrow. Damn it. But what his body could be used for, I don't know if I want to get into this right now. I don't know if we can also do a whole live about it, honestly.
Well, that's always up to the fans, isn't it?
Kinda, yeah. Anyway, there's lots of theories out there as to why they're doing his body. I don't think it's necessarily because of the Borg link, but that seems like the most obvious reason, right? So
that or Nexus. It makes too much sense. Again, if you include Kirk, etc.
What if it's all about the Irumodic syndrome? I mean, I'm sure other people have Irumodic syndrome they could get. Why do they need Picards? I know it's rare, but...
Yeah, but they were all buried. Or cremated.
Or alive still.
Or alive still.
You could abduct them and, like... Yeah.
Well, not just that, maybe. Maybe the synth planet... Oh, well... maybe it's the Baku planet. Maybe that... maybe Picard with Irumodic syndrome, who is de-aged by a couple of years because of the Baku planet.
Yeah.
Because think about it, he was time time energied by the Nexus, de-aged by the Baku planet, infected with nanoprobes with a connection to the Borg hive mind. He was Nemesis. He was near Thalon radiation. There you go. So he's a temporally out of sync, Thalon infused nanoprobe Borg.
Nebula sniffing. Add nebula sniffing, because remember in season 1 or 2, he'd be beamed out into the nebula and was just one with the nebula for a little while.
You'll become one with the nebula. I mean, when you say it like that, his body is gonna be weird.
Well, everybody's body's weird in Star Trek, if that's the case.
Well, yeah, but Borg plus Sona plus DA.
I know it's a lot more with him. Yeah, I agree.
Because certainly Nexus and well, that's the thing. No one else came back from the Nexus. Everyone else didn't go to the Nexus because they got reset. So only Kirk and him had Nexus bodies. Guinan was only in the Nexus for a second, whereas she wasn't even fully in the Nexus. She left a piece of herself, so she was never at Nexus either. Soren wasn't either. So only Picard and that we know of. Only Picard and Shatner, Picard and Kirk were actually genuinely in the Nexus.
Those were the two that were at the station.
Because it's been 2 years since Picard died, or at least a year and a half. I'm wondering if maybe the Kirk thing combines with them.
All very good questions.
But Stuart asked a very good question earlier. 209 votes. Are you more excited for the Stranger World Season 3 announcement or the Lower Deck Season 5 announcement? And while I understand it, I would go the opposite way, but 61% Stranger World Season 3. Haven't had Season 2 yet, but Season 3 is coming. And 39%, 39 with Lower Deck Season 5. So there you go.
Wow. Well, a lot of people don't watch Lower Decks because it's the animated thing, right? So.
Which is funny because you think more people would be anti-Stranger Worlds because it's entirely ignoring visual canon. But cartoon, like I say, cartoon is hard to get past people sometimes.
Well, Olivia May Julius throws in $5.
Emma Gade.
Are we sure that that's Picard and not his clone from Nemesis?
Yes. Although I would not.
Nemesis got put up.
I would not be against seeing Tom Hardy's CG hologram here. Because that would be cheaper to get. Because imagine if it was Shinzon they stole. Well, he did get blown up, but maybe it's an early Shinzon, like a failed Shinzon. My God. Once a clone, always a clone.
Olivia Julius gifted 1 membership.
Emma Gade.
So I'd like to welcome Eric Sween to the rank of Ensign. Enjoy your time with us, my friend.
Yes, that's another graphic refresh. Oh no, what a shame.
We've just had a lieutenant and an ensign this one, so...
Well, speaking of, let me play that as well. Let you guys know what you're joining, what fleet you're joining.
I can go take a nap and shit now.
Yeah, I'll see you in 30 minutes. Gosh.
Here's our fleet video, guys.
Space Dock, Enterprise, the Titan. I'm doing facial expressions, but you can't see. The E, with 1 commander, a few lieutenants. The Protostar, only 1 commander. The Endeavour, the NX era has joined the fleet. Stuart, that's new.
Nice.
The TRS era, of course.
Gotta represent.
The Centaur, the actual Centaur. So it did survive Prodigy, or this is before Prodigy, in which case everyone on it is going to get...
Spoilers. You guys are going to die.
My Challenger animation, which I quite liked. I thought I'd go a bit weird with that one. Batavia, of course. And yes, more ships ready to go. The Beowulf. Yep. Captain Eric Martin, the smallest ship in the fleet.
Which one is Eric Martin's?
The Sydney class.
Oh, we got the Beowulf.
The Space Taxi. Excalibur.
He's going to be happy to know his ship changed, I guess.
Yeah. Indianapolis, of course, Gondol's a Red Giant. The Valiant, Stuart, you said it earlier. The Valiant is officially in the fleet. This is obviously before it was... we don't talk about the Valiant. The episode, great episode though, really good episode. The Newton, a New Orleans class. Nope, Norway class. Pegasus, post war crimes. He got refitted. It's all good. Melbourne, Captain Jarzia, and a Runabout as well. So many things, Stuart.
That's great. I just love the fleet. It's such a fun idea, and seeing all the flybys is great.
Try to keep them different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, Mark, we did it. We did it.
Go vote or go consider hitting that join button and looking at the options to join at least. Like I said, captains get a ship, admirals get a hero ship. So, Corvatus Clock throws in $5.
Thank you.
Are you guys still doing the Trekyards treatment of fan-made designs? So our Trekyards originals. Yes, we will always be doing those if requested to. Problem is it might take time because we got to get the stuff together for it, and with all new Trek on right now, it's kind of difficult. So it'd have to be during a lull, and yes, we are. Is the answer.
But probably not during New Trek. But guess what? There's now breaks in New Trek.
Yes.
So
just email us at trekyards@hotmail.com and we can talk to you about details.
Yes.
And guys, hit that like button. I want another 7 likes to get up to 150.
Yeah, for real.
Olivia, $5. I got a new ship, the USS Da Vinci, the best ship in the fleets.
It's a pretty good fleet. A pretty good ship.
Yeah, Da Vinci's a good one.
Yeah, it's always funny when I have to... Because I will say I have a couple of ship shots which were... Because for the Trek shorts in Dagogo, as you know, Stuart, we had Name a Ship for a few. And a few of those have obviously made it into Trek shorts, and I have a few shots with them. But I was dubious as, do I include fan-submitted names from Trek shorts in the bundle for... That seemed like an odd... Without their approval, so I thought, it's safe to just do everything else.
Sure, Ozzy wouldn't mind. You could throw in like something on Ozzy's list.
Oh, did I... What did I give him?
Well, he's got the skeleton shuttle.
The shuttle, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah. One crew member. Yeah, 2 people in a shuttle and one whatever.
General Grievous, $2. That's one packed runabout, LOL, and only 1 toilet. Well, that's just the crew for the runabout. They're not always on it all the time. There's only like 6 on per mission. The other ones are hanging out at the starbase.
Well, we had a debate about this the other day with... Because, I think you said in a video years ago, the idea was that you would have people off shift. So you actually have more people because people would have to be sleeping in bunks.
Yeah.
So if there's, say, 6 people who need to work the runabout, you'd have another 3 sleeping, so you could swap shifts. You would assume, because there are bunks.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to guess. Well, I would love... I don't know if... I never managed to walk around it in the game that was done for Enterprise D, but they had a runabout. I would love to actually have a full 3D recreation where I can walk through the runabout accurately and see the middle bit. I mean, it's never designed, obviously, but like get a sense of scale, because obviously I can sort of do that, but I can't really do it. I mean, obviously you've got VR. It'd be pretty cool.
Olivia gifted 1 Trekyards membership to Alan Parr. Alan Parr, welcome to the rank of ensign.
Welcome.
Mark Lawrence.
We did need ensigns. We have been told this. So, guys, everyone join an ensign. We actually need ensigns for the fleet. Do it.
And Mark has just gifted 5 ensigns. So here we go. Mark Lawrence, thank you so much for gifting 5 Trekyards memberships to
Excellent.
Erie Fan Geek, Scotty Shaw, Chris Gwillem, Damon Howe, and Captain Astro.
Oh. Wait. Are you saying a captain was demoted to an ensign, or his first name is Captain?
First name's Captain, just like me.
Wow. Okay.
Welcome to the ranks of the Trekyards fleet, guys. Enjoy your time.
Yes. And I will say, I did submit even more ships, because the idea was that holy hell, we're probably going to get more next week. So there's obviously some there that I did that haven't made it in yet. So there are ships waiting in the wings, guys. And I'm really excited to see. There's one in particular that I don't know if you've seen yet, Stuart, but it's you never see. Oh, there's 2 that you never see. That I'm really excited for people to be on. So keep going for Captain, and they'll be made. I like them.
Olivia, $5. I gave Sam a ship name, the USS Julius. Does that mean I get to Captain Julius? Nope. Moving on. Corvitus Clock, $5. I understand. I emailed you the concept and some screenshots, waiting for a full in-trek. Will give me time to polish the design.
Yeah, remind us like 2 weeks after Picard ends.
It's going to be no time soon because, yeah, we've got stuff. There's a lot of work involved with those, as you can imagine. So
yeah, but like I said, remind us after Picard ends because then we can actually think about it. Because if it you know, like if you'd sent it during the last like week, I mean, I've been fucking slammed every day doing this episode work. I mean, it's not, you know, as you guys can imagine, like we kept filming today. You know.
Olivia gifted 5 more ensigns to the fleet. So we've got Scott Connor, Dave Moon, Sean O'Neill, Keith Morgan, and Jacob Martinez. Welcome to the fleet, guys. More ensigns for the fleet. Bill Barkley says, will you be adding an Is It Though t-shirt to the merch? Hey, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Did I say that about something? Did you say about?
No, I said it.
About which?
You said something was great, and I said, "Is it though?"
Like I know I remember it, but not necessarily what we said.
Yeah,
in
I can't
context.
remember offhand. I can't remember it offhand.
Like we'll always remember.
Yeah.
We'll always remember thrusting nipples of power, but we won't necessarily remember those.
That's right. Let's see. There's a merch tab in the. There it is. Merch tab in the Discord channel. I'm going to add that as a. So.
And Colin, yeah, the NX-01 is a hero ship, so that will be we have to get Admiral's flat to be joined as part of the fleet. So you got to either become Admiral yourself and hope you're not, or you've got to hope other people join as Admiral, etc. Loving the season, yes, Brian, us too. What do you like about it specifically? If you guys have a Chandley animation, that might be a crowd pleaser though. Which one's the Chandley? Chandley class. Oh, the weird TOS one. I mean, don't know if most people know it, but that'd be a weird one.
Let's see. The Astro Nerd Boy throws in $5.
All right, of course we do.
Just found out about your channel. Been watching your old ship videos and some shocking admissions of I haven't watched X for some series.
Oh dear me. Watch all the series. The least you can judge them.
I think he's talking about maybe me saying that I haven't watched Firefly.
Oh, yes.
But I have watched Firefly, I've watched BSG, I've watched a lot of stuff since then.
He's watched a lot in the last, 4 years. He went from being none of them to most of them.
Yes.
Good for Stuart. Good for Stuart.
I'll pat myself on the back.
And Dan says, Google says the Runabout is a 2-person flight crew and carried 2 other crew and up to 40 passengers. I mean, yeah, 2 minimum, but I would tend to any mission I expect to be 4 people in all 4 stations.
Yeah. There's 4 stations up front, so yeah.
Yeah, if I was doing a mission, I'd say 4 and then 2 in the back to kind of work on things. There's a console back there, a desk, a desk, dinner table, etc.
Olem Drab, Chandley is from FASA. Yes, it is. Yeah.
And Kavura says, I can export the design from the game I'm using, design it, so I'll have a rough scale through. Yes, brilliant. That helps a lot. Yeah, fantastic. We offer lots of variety stuff as well. As in, as much budget as you want to have, we can offer things with that, etc. Because we like bringing fans, dreams come to life. It just takes quite a bit of time because we do it properly. It's not worth it for us, but that's not the point. It's worth it for you. That's important to us.
It is.
Yeah.
I want to talk I did want to talk about what each of these things could be used for in theory, but that's pretty self-evident. The tribbles we talk about in our upcoming tribble episode, so I don't want to really spill all those beans. Olivia gifted another Trekyards membership. Covis Clock. Welcome.
Well, there you go.
Covis Clock. There you go.
Well, there we go. Sharing the love. Gosh. We do need ensigns. We have been told this because, if a captain is on the ship, they want to sit in the chair, drink the tea or coffee, have a slice of pie. They can't be there in front working the controls. But if we get enough ships, there'll be enough people to run them. So if everyone right now all 160 of you want to join YouTube as a set, I'm obviously joking, but it's funny. Join another channel, make another account, so you can join the Trekyards fleet as an ensign and a captain, so you can basically clone yourself. You can be a transporter clone. You can be the Brad and Will Boimlers. So join it. Mark Lawrence, I believe, has done that. The Insanity. Yeah.
But joining on the Patreon and the...
Nope. Both of his YouTube channels both have...
Oh, yes.
Because he's insane.
That's okay, though.
That's okay, though.
We like insanity sometimes.
Yes. How do you get gifted a membership? Well, you ask someone to gift you, or they give 5 randomly, and you're random.
They're all random. And I don't know how that works necessarily.
We have to be a subscriber.
Yeah, I would think so.
Sure.
I just noticed our member alert thing is not over far enough. It's over too far to the right when somebody joins the channel. But that's okay. I'll have to fix that. I need Brett's help to fix that.
But yay for gift membership. So, guys, any last thoughts? I think we're closing out. We're doing like $18. Round us out. Yes, Dan, they're all the same interior unless you have a different middle pod. Then that's different. The standard ones are standard.
Yeah, it's a nice schematic of the station.
It is. And I will say also, guys, with more members, we've considered adding more. What do you call them? More stations. You know, who would like to be part of a station? As I don't know if you want to mention specifically a silly station we want to add. If you want to,
it's going to happen regardless. So it's Starbase 80. It's obviously going to be there, and that's the joke. Whoever gets assigned to Starbase 80 is going to want to get the hell off Starbase 80. So it'll be part of our fleet recruitment lives when we do those, where we change the fleet up a bit. But yeah, also want a K7 station and stuff like that too.
Unless you want to be, bye Colin. Unless you want to be on Starbase 80, because they don't do very much work. But they do not very much work in a bad way, as in stuff breaks and they can barely fix it. And I'm sure even their replicators don't work, etc. Yeah, I've got a funny idea for not tremendously a radical idea for the animation, but I've got an idea that would be like, oh, I see what you did there, or it's so subtle it might not. Hopefully, you'll notice because it's not that subtle. But yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Rampant Fury 925 throws in $2.20 Canadian.
Thank you.
Daystrom Station is basically Starfleet's Area 51. Yep, Starfleet Intelligence is Area 51. Yeah, pretty much. And Kyle Wong throws in £10. Just got home and switch on. This is we're getting ready to leave.
Well, Kyle, what do you think about Daystrom? Like, did you only... Please throw in something to briefly us, even to reiterate something that you really thought was cool from the station. Since we love you, man.
Yeah, I'll be chilling at Starbase 420. Yeah, we should have a Starbase 420. That'd be great. Yes, I approve of this.
What if I
in orbit around a green planet?
See, what I'm picturing, Stuart, is we have this in our other original episode, was you get a K7 and you clone it. So each pod is obviously filled with certain plants.
Yes. And it's got to be in orbit of a green planet.
Okay.
Great.
Or
green lighting.
A green planet and a green moon. That's no moon. And they're all rotating opposite directions. That's that's no moon, that's a butter station. God.
Jasper Jedi throws in $10. What reference from today's do you hope most will be the plot points? Also, Captain Foley, do you think that the Enterprise model is a good choice for a beginner? I think that this one? Right here? Is this what you're talking about? Jasper Jedi, let me know, because, yes, these are fantastic. Good luck finding them.
I was about to say, is that the 90s kit?
Yeah, they're friggin' rare and expensive, so...
Did you get one with money or with accidental? Oops, here it is.
I got one with monies.
Oh, was that one you wanted since the 90s then, specifically?
Yes. I've got I've got 2 of the refits, which people hate me for.
As in the Enterprise refit or the
the Enterprise refit,
okay.
like the 1701 like motion picture.
Okay, yeah.
2 of them, and I got the NX-01.
Yeah.
And I wanted the Enterprise E for a long time. Voyager is the expensive one, though. That's the other one.
So Rick had like 10 of them. He sold them.
Yeah. It's like $700-800 now on the secondary market.
What was it worth when they sold it originally? Do you remember?
$60. These kits were all like $60 to $80.
Why does it inflate so much then?
Because they're fucking great. They're already pre-painted.
Oh.
They're snapped together assembly. You don't need glue. Wow. All the lighting is the same thing. You don't need any soldering or anything.
Really?
And it's really super detailed. Like, I'll be doing a video about a build-up of this.
And that was $60 to $80?
Yeah.
How do they profit on that?
I don't know. This one is 1/1700 scale. I wish it was 1/1701 scale, but it's not.
Well, which version of the E is it, do you know?
That's a good question.
I mean, first of all, is there a captain's yacht or is there not a captain's yacht? That's the first question. Because you can easily work out which one it is based on those 3 details.
I'd have to find a picture of the bottom of it or find the bottom piece. Anyway, the answer is yes. It's good for a beginner. It's all snapped together, but it is lit, so.
Wow. So that's at Starbase 420 then?
Sure. Yeah.
What's the model kit called?
It is the Bandai, so BANDAI. Enterprise E.
Currently on eBay for unavailable. Current Amazon for unavailable.
Oh yeah, and you won't find it on Amazon for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for having a listing. Says unavailable. I mean, it's going to be the first contact version, I would assume. Given that I would assume it'd be released for that as a big.
And they never did an Enterprise D, which everybody hates, or a TOS one. Mark Lawrence throws in $5. My counsel and admiral are YouTube. My lieutenant is Patreon. So he's a Federation Council member, an admiral, and a lieutenant. You spoil us, sir.
Whew.
Yeah. See, that's the support we need. We love Mark. He's awesome.
Yes.
Kyle Wong throws in £5. Daystrom Station looks a bit mechano. Does look like a mechano set. Yeah. But yes, yeah.
It happens.
So I teased, I have some shorts on the channel about this. I'm going to be doing, I think I'm going to do a live where I build it. So you can see the whole process live and you can talk to me and I'll chat back with you guys as I'm doing it. And I'm also going to use my other camera to film bits of it and then put an edited video together comparing it to the other ones that I have. So I'm just going to grab the refit.
Nice. Sounds cool.
Here's the refit, and it all lights up. As you can see, it's beautiful.
Wow.
Chiller grills, impulse engines. That's great. Do
they just lose the license to make more, or just?
I'm not sure what happened with that. It's weird that they didn't include the TOS one or the D in the first run. There was only 4 of them in the first run. Just the refit, the NX-01, Enterprise E, and Voyager. So I don't know what happened exactly. But yeah, Bandai doesn't make Star Trek kits anymore, so I would guess it was a licensing issue.
So there's no painting, but yes, assembly.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and the painting's all fucking done. It's like, it's got nice Aztec-y, got pearlescence there. It looks really great. So, anyway.
Now, is it the sort of model? Sorry to keep going about it. Is sort of model that once you assemble it, it's locked in. So obviously you can't you then have to be very careful. If you move house, it'll probably break or you have to whatever it.
No, you could disassemble it if you wanted to.
Just be
very careful.
Yeah.
A lot of people these come with the old style bulbs, so the lighting's kind of blown out in a few places, but A lot of people have converted them and added LED and an adapter, because this runs on like 3 AA batteries. A lot of people have put LEDs in and adapters so you could have them on the whole time, which is a pretty good idea. But
cool.
Anyhow.
There we go.
That was
Bandai. This episode is sponsored by Bandai. Lost license in 2007-3.
Bandai kits, yeah.
There you go. All right.
I'll be right back.
That was the thing we did. Wow, Mike. Hope you bought them all. Yeah. Yeah, who wish there was more Star Trek toys? Like actual quality. Obviously, we had Eagle Moss, obviously. Wouldn't it be great if they had more larger toys?
The Doctor, but does it saucer separate? No, it does not. But the Tommy Enterprise that's coming in August will. It's gonna be so exciting.
That is everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it even flies through space. I mean,
that's the secret.
The secret, yeah. Yeah, Jasper Joy, seriously. It's a good edit band.
Yes, it did. Is that? I assume that's the one you were talking about too.
If not, we really misused the super chat.
People learned some stuff. That's cool. But check out the short. I uploaded 2 shorts today about it because I was super excited to get this.
Nice. I think that's it, Stuart. I think we had our discussion.
Yeah.
What is tomorrow's topic?
My brain's burned out.
Yep.
Tomorrow we're going to talk about The Plan. What is
the BSG movie featuring the entire cast?
Yes, that's exactly what we're going to talk about.
I mean, that's what the email said, right? We're talking about The Plan.
Sure.
So I,
we'll go
so
with
I don't
that.
have to watch
We'll go
The
with
Plan tonight, is what you're saying?
Yes,
you're saying that?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Imagine if I set you screen caps for a warning with like 1,000 from The Plan. It's like, but I did it 3 hours on that, Stuart.
No, what we're doing is talking about Picards Body being stolen, what the point of that is, all the theories surrounding that, what the changelings might want it for, how the changelings and Dominion are linked. We're going to speculate about a lot of stuff, and it's basically going to be about the theft of Picards Body. Paul D. Throws in $5. Section 31's prized possession, a genetically modified Spot the cat that can change sex randomly and phase through walls.
Or it's just the alien from Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I forget what that cat's name was. Was it Goose?
Maybe. That rings a bell. That movie is memorable for all the wrong reasons, so I don't remember the small stuff like that.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Sorry, I'm about 20 minutes behind the live. Oh, no. Well, hello, Scotty, and hello, Scotty again.
Yes, future you.
Anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching.
Think of theories, though, for tomorrow. Like, you come with theories, because we want to hear people's thoughts about that. It'd be very interesting if you guys come prepared.
Indeed.
Yes.
So until then, he is Commander Cocking.
And he is Captain Reginald F. Foley III.
I'm having an identity crisis, but okay. See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.